So I actually got these on Amazon, and so I got the ice cream shop, and I think I got all that were available except for one that I didn't care for some reason. The pet shop. I'm sorry about the glare. Isn't that cute? And so that's a little button. The dog is a little button. You could probably, you know, stitch him. Use like Priscilla's, one of Priscilla's dogs, and stitch a dog if you wanted to. This is the flower shop. So pretty. The Joe's Garage. So these are like 1950-ish, I think. And then that up there, that truck up there is a button. Gotta stitch that one. That one's so cute. The drive-in. Look at that car. Oh my goodness. What's the button on here? Oh, the star. The star up here in the sign. And then the fabric shop. Had to get that one. Aren't they sweet? So anyway, that's, yeah. You know, because I needed another project. I needed another series of something to do. I'm sorry. I'm so tired. It has been such a long week. And then I worked on a number of things. Oh, I have a finish that I forgot to bring to show you. But oh well. I worked on Noelle Sampler on Monday. I think Monday was the only day that I was really able to stitch anything of, you know, more than anything. And what did I do? Oh, I got the deer done, but there's a mistake. The deer is too close to that pot. The pot's in the right place, the deer is not, and I'm not gonna unstitch it. So I'll stitch the deer on the other side in the same spot, and maybe put some snowflakes in on the other side of each of the deer. I'm not taking that out. Nope. I did a little bit more of the border here, and finish up. Let's see. I had maybe like that guy to do. I feel like I did some more snowflakes, but maybe that was on another project. But anyway, it's coming along. I feel like I could spend 2 days and just finish it, but I never seem to. Like on Monday, I'm like, well, I'll just spend Tuesday and, you know, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'll get it done. And then work went banana cakes, and I wasn't able to do that. So that's how it goes. Okay, so I finished, I didn't bring it. I'll show it to you next time. But I finished this is here a Peep Therapy. And I finished the one with the the bunny in the same series, which is, I don't know what the series is. Series 233, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what the series is. But anyway, it looks just like this, only it's a bunny. And so it turned out so cute, and I didn't have hardly any of the called for, and I used a tea-dyed piece of fabric and went for it, and it turned out really cute. So that was a finish. I think I did that over the weekend, finished that over the weekend. Yeah, I started it on Friday and finished it on Saturday, back before life went nuts. And then I was watching Nell, Little Yellow House, is that what her channel is called? And she was talking about this, and I was like, oh, I have that. And she was talking about, she didn't know if she was going to do it on the dark brown because that's not really very Eastery, but to me that's like chocolate bunny brown. And I thought, well, let me see what I have. And I have this piece of fabric. Oh, and somewhere I have the tag. I can't remember what it's called, but I'm going to stitch it on that. I haven't pulled any of the threads yet. I probably don't have any of those threads either. Cocoa, Caper, Pelican Gray, Daylily. No, I don't. But I might have to use like a different brown, depending on what works with this. But otherwise, I want to do it just like that. I have a Victorian motto that's very similar to that blue that I can do. So I'm hoping to get that done in the next. And then I started, and I didn't bring that over here either. I started one of the, just last night, I finally sat down and had like about 40 minutes to stitch. And I started one of the, is it the Stacie Nash? There's a bunny, there's snowmen, there's a slug that you actually make into the character. And so I started one of the bunnies. And I started it on a kind of a, I think it was a coffee tea dyed fabric. And the white I had just looked super stark and didn't look right. So I took some Ecru DMC and I tea dyed it. And I love, it came out exactly the right color. So, because you needed kind of an off-white, very primitive off-white in that. And then I found, because Nicole and I have been having an issue with Shaker White being very pink. She was doing the pine cone in the birdhouse, and it was in Shaker White. The front of it was in Shaker White, and hers was very pink compared to the picture. And she asked me if I had any Shaker White and how it looked, and it was very pink. And so, but what's going to be perfect about that, I'm going to use that for the inside of the bunny's ears, because it's just a little, I mean, it's very pink when it's not supposed to be pink, but for pink, it's just a little bit pink. Does that kind of make sense? I don't know. So, okay, so that is it for stitching. The rest of this is wool applique and rug cooking. So feel free to stick around or not. However, whatever you want. I need another drink of coffee. I'm going to regret drinking coffee. It's 4:30 in the afternoon. I'm going to be up all night. That's fun. Remember last week I told you, and I think I showed you a picture of the dogs have a plastic cup that they're playing with, and that's what you can hear on the tile floors. The picture above my door that currently says Christmas, and I wanted to make blah, blah, blah. Wanted to make a new one. It's a hooked piece, blah, blah, blah. So this is the one I designed, ignore that, for spring. And so I drew this up. Now it's going to be bigger than this because it's going to be actually 8 wide by 24 long, but this will be, you know, I just drew this freehand. I'll just draw it on, I'll actually draw it on red dot and then transfer it to the linen. I don't think I'm going to put the bunny at the bottom though. I think I'm going to put some more flowers in, or maybe another bee, but I kind of wanted the bunny at the bottom, but I don't think that's actually going to work because it's too narrow, and I think that bunny's going to make it, yeah. But, so I went into the rug store yesterday and I got all the wool for that. But the weirdest thing happened because I went in and I told Janice, I had told Janice before I went in, the owner of the wool shop, I had told her that I had designed a rug, a little mini that I wanted to come in and color plan with her. And when I got there, she's like, oh, let me show you what I just drew up. And let me see if I can find that one. Yeah. And so she drew up a rug for someone else who had asked for it. It's called Charlotte's Welcome, and it's the exact dimensions of my spring one. And I said, well, I need to buy that because I could use that in the off seasons, and then I don't have to do quite so many seasons. Now, I may not make this quite as springy with all the flowers, but isn't that cute? And so these are the wool colors. So this will be kind of the sky. If you noticed on that one, there was kind of a ground line and a horizon. So this will be the sky. These will be the letters, and then this will be the ground. And then I don't know, I might do just some, just some like basic flowers, or I might look at some welcome signs and see what other kinds of things are on welcome signs, but there's not going to be a lot of room. I might just focus it more on the letters, and, I could even do just some squiggly lines, or, just something like that. So that'll be fun. And then I got a huge piece of wool of linen, so that I could do, maybe a summer one or a patriotic one. I mean, I could really just do a thin flag. That would be really cool. And then I would like to have a fall one. I would love to have a Halloween one. It'd be fun to have a Thanksgiving one. I don't know that I'll get all those done, but at least one or two more. They go really quickly. I mean, I bet you I can hook it in half a day, I'm thinking. But then while I was there, Janice had drawn, I don't know where it is. Janice had drawn up another rug that is it's her own design based on an antique rug. Oh, this happened a while back, and I ordered it, and so she had had mine ready, and so it looks like this. It's kind of a little Valentine-y, but I'm not going to make it super Valentine-y. I think it's really cool. And what was so cool about the way she did this one is she really made it look old and primitive, and I love that. And so I got all the wool for that as well. And so these are my backgrounds. Now I'm going to do the background of this rug, and notice there's quite a variation in the colors. And so I can't really explain how I'm going to do the background, but I'm kind of going to do it in block sections rather than just, you know, pulling random strips of wool. So I'll, you know, have a block of this, a block. I've done it before. It looks really cool. But that's my background. And then I have, oh, some of these colors are just luscious. Look at that. This is called Primitive Peacock. Oh, those will be like the trunks of my trees. This will be the heart. It's a great modelly piece of, this is called Bless Your Heart Red. And it's this great modelly piece of wool. So when I cut this up into strips, it's gonna hook that heart and be really funky and fun. And look old and fadey and neat. And then just some basic greens for my leaves. So I think Janice said that she hooked that rug. I don't hook as fast as she does. I'm a fairly fast hooker, but she's very fast. But I think she said she hooked it in less than a week, maybe even in a couple days, maybe. So I should be able to get to it. And then she had these 2 yard pieces, which I've already cut up, but she had these 2 yard pieces of amazing fabric wool sitting there, and one was a very dark blacky purple, and one was a lighter, much lighter version of that. And she goes, oh, and here are your purples. And I was like, I looked at her and I'm like, my purples? And she's like, yeah, you told me you wanted these. And I'm thinking to myself, not me. I don't even like purple. Like, I mean, those are beautiful, but no, I didn't tell you that. And I'm like, I told you that? And she's like, yeah, on Facebook. I posted pictures of this and some other wools that I had dyed on Facebook, and you wrote me and said, do you still have, like, and she had numbered them, and you wrote me and said, I want number 1 and number 4, and this is number 1 and number 4. And I'm like, well, what was I going to do with it? She's like, I don't know. You said you want it. You don't have to buy it, but you said you wanted it. I'm like, no, if I said I wanted it. So then we sat there and we were chatting, and I'm like, oh, I do remember. So Janice for years has been hand dyeing me runners that I use. I have a lot of antiques and I use them all over the house. I'm sure you've seen them before. She spot dyes, she modeled, I mean, she does all this really cool dyeing. So I said, oh, I think I was going to use them for Easter, you know, because they'd be great runners for Easter. And she's like, well, I don't want you to take, you know, hand-dyed wool's expensive. She's like, I don't want you to take them if they're, you know, if you didn't want them. And I'm like, no, I'll just turn them into runners. Yeah, no, they're perfect. It's beautiful wool. Well, then we sat there and she goes, you know, you should do some wool applique with these. And I'm like, oh, that's not a bad idea. And so we kind of brainstormed and she kind of sketched a few things out. And so we decided, and really, I would say this was 95% her idea. And then hopefully I'm implementing it, and hopefully I'm doing it justice and implementing it. But she kind of came up with an idea that one would be a runner with Easter eggs, dyed Easter eggs on it. And the other would be a runner with chocolate bunnies in Easter grass. And so I have the runners upstairs, but I cut everything. I got all the wool cut for both of them this morning in between running reports and doing stuff for work. And let me see the best way to show you this. So this is just one. I think I have 6 or 8 chocolate bunnies, and they're all going to be, I'll do a button for their eye, and they'll all have a little bow. Not necessarily this. I just grabbed this to kind of show you. So they'll have a button eye and a little bow. And then I did the grass so that it's kind of loose and feathery, and they're kind of tucked in the grass.